Today, we're diving into 3 disturbing true crime cases that reveal how far people will go for deception, control, and murder. These are not just stories, they are chilling reminders of the darkness hidden in plain sight. Viewer discretion is advised. In the fall of 2005, 55-year-old Raymond Merrill was living a quiet, comfortable life in San Bruno, California. A former musician and skilled carpenter, Raymond had turned to house flipping in his later years, and he was good at it. With smart investments and years of hard work, he had financial stability and freedom. But he was also lonely. Drawn to South American culture and beauty, Raymond turned to online dating. That's where he met Regina Filomena Rashid, a 40-year-old woman living in São José dos Campos, Brazil. Their connection was instant, and the relationship moved quickly. In November 2005, Raymond traveled to Brazil to meet Regina in person. He extended his trip beyond what he had planned, clearly smitten. But when he returned home, he noticed an unfamiliar $8,000 charge on his credit card. Still, he didn't suspect Regina. Instead, he sent her $10,000 to help launch a cosmetic clinic and even paid her daughter's college tuition. In January 2006, he returned to Brazil. This time, he stayed in hotels. He told a friend he wasn't comfortable staying at Regina's home. Tensions rose when he gifted her a $20,000 SUV. She expected a $50,000 model and called him a stupid American. Raymond left Brazil heartbroken and suspicious. His credit card now showed $20,000 in new unauthorized charges. Then Regina's daughter reached out. Regina wanted to marry Raymond on his upcoming 56th birthday. She asked for $1,600 to prepare for the wedding. Despite his doubts, he agreed. On March 21, 2006, Raymond flew back to Brazil, engagement ring in hand. But this time, he vanished. He stopped replying to emails. Even when his sister told him their father was dying, there was no response. Raymond didn't attend the funeral. By May 8th, his family reported him missing. Regina claimed he left to visit a friend. That friend never saw him. Meanwhile, over $130,000 was drained from Raymond's bank account. Then, a strange email was sent to the bank, riddled with grammatical errors, supposedly from Raymond, demanding the account be reactivated and asking for $50,000 more. The break in the case came unexpectedly. On June 2, 2006, a man and woman attempted to rob a black market currency dealer. The dealer escaped, but the woman left her purse behind. Inside was one of Raymond's credit cards. The woman was Regina Rashid. Police arrested her and searched her home. They found luxury upgrades, sedatives obtained with forged prescriptions, and a shopping wish list. Still, Regina denied involvement in Raymond's disappearance. But she wasn't alone. Authorities believed her boyfriend, Nelson Siqueira Nez, and another man, Evandro Rivero, were involved. In September, Rivero drunkenly confessed at a bar that he helped dispose of a gringo's body. Police arrested him. Rivero described how they moved Raymond's body, already lifeless, belted into the passenger seat of a car, driven by Regina. They drove 25 miles out of the city, doused the body in diesel, and set it on fire. A matching burnt body had been found earlier that year. Dental records confirmed it was Raymond Merrill. It took 15 years, but in 2021, Regina was convicted of murder and sentenced to 30 years. Rivero received 3 years for helping conceal a corpse. Siqueira was acquitted. Regina later had her sentence reduced to 20 years and briefly went on the run. She was rearrested in August 2023. She may be eligible for parole within 6 years. In January 2016, 13-year-old Nicole Lovell disappeared from her home in Blacksburg, Virginia. Her bedroom window was open, and her phone went straight to voicemail. But something didn't add up. Her medication, which she needed daily due to a liver transplant she'd had as a baby, was still at home. Nicole hadn't just run away, she was in danger. Nicole had been using the messaging app Kik, and luckily for investigators, she had written down her login information on her bedroom wall. Police accessed her accounts and discovered she had been talking to someone using the name Dr. Tombstone. That user turned out to be 18-year-old David Eisenhower, a Virginia Tech freshman and former track star from Maryland. He seemed like an overachiever on the surface, athletic, academic, clean-cut. But online, he was hiding a dark secret. Eisenhower had been chatting with Nicole for months, grooming her and manipulating her into secrecy. He even met her in person at least once. Then, on the night of January 27th, he convinced her to sneak out. Nicole never came back. 3 days later, police brought Eisenhower in for questioning. He admitted to meeting Nicole that night, but claimed he left when he realized how young she was. Investigators didn't believe him. They already had records of their extensive online conversations. They also found something chilling. Eisenhower had purchased a shovel at Walmart on the night Nicole vanished. Soon, another name entered the case, Natalie Keepers, a fellow engineering student at Virginia Tech. She was questioned and immediately cracked. She told police the full story. Eisenhower was terrified Nicole would expose their relationship. So, he came up with a plan to kill her. He and Natalie discussed it for weeks. On the night of the murder, Eisenhower picked Nicole up and drove her to a wooded area. There, he stabbed her multiple times and slit her throat. The next day, he returned to the site with Natalie. They brought cleaning supplies, moved Nicole's body to a new location across state lines in North Carolina, and dumped her remains. Nicole was found shortly after. The crime shocked the entire country. Why would a high-achieving college freshman kill a middle schooler? Why would Natalie Keepers, someone with no personal motive, help? At trial, the prosecution suggested that Natalie was enthralled by the secrecy and power of it all. She even messaged Eisenhower afterward, telling him to get some rest because he deserved it. David Eisenhower ultimately pleaded no contest and was sentenced to 50 years in prison. Natalie Keepers was found guilty of being an accessory to murder and received a 40-year sentence. Today, Eisenhower remains incarcerated in Virginia. He'll be eligible for release in 2059. Keepers will be in her 50s before she walks free. In October 2017, Japanese police were investigating the disappearance of 23-year-old Aiko Tamura. She had vanished from Hakioji, a city within the Tokyo metropolitan area. A month earlier, Tamura posted a chilling message on Twitter. She was looking for someone to die with. What her family didn't know was that her tweet had caught the attention of a man, 27-year-old Takahiro Shiraishi. He responded, offering to help her end her life. On October 31st, police traced the online exchanges and arrived at Shiraishi's apartment in Zama, Kanagawa Prefecture. What they found shocked the world. Inside coolers and storage boxes were dismembered body parts, remains of 9 people, 8 women and 1 man. Shiraishi had covered the containers with cat litter in an attempt to mask the odor. But the stench had already attracted suspicion from neighbors. Born in 1990, Shiraishi had once been a quiet, average child. But as an adult, he took a dark turn. In 2015, he began working as a scout in Tokyo's red light district, recruiting women for sex work. He quickly gained a reputation for being manipulative and creepy. After a 2017 arrest for trying to solicit a minor, he moved back in with his parents. But just months later, he moved out again, this time into a tiny apartment where he would begin a killing spree. Using multiple Twitter accounts, Shiraishi posed as someone who could help people die painlessly, or join them in a suicide pact. In reality, he used these posts to lure vulnerable women into his apartment, where he strangled and dismembered them. Between August and October 2017, he murdered 9 individuals, storing their remains in containers and garbage bags. Some were assaulted before or after death. One of his victims was just 15 years old. The spree ended with Aiko Tamura. Her disappearance and her brother's search through her Twitter messages led authorities straight to Shiraishi. In 2020, Shiraishi confessed and pleaded guilty to all 9 murders. He was sentenced to death. In Japan, executions are carried out by hanging, and inmates are not informed in advance. For Takahiro Shiraishi, that day came on June 27, 2025. At age 34, he was executed, bringing an end to one of Japan's most disturbing serial killer cases. These cases are brutal, heartbreaking, and sometimes stranger than fiction. Behind each headline is a human life lost, and a family forever changed. If you found this video informative, consider subscribing and turn on notifications so you don't miss future deep dives. Thank you for watching.